We begin this hour in Virginia, where the hotly contested Senate race between Senator George Allen and Democratic challenger Jim Webb now has a new wrinkle. The FBI is reportedly looking into possible voter intimidation in that state. Hardball's David Schuster is in Richmond, has the very latest information on this. David, what can you tell us about this FBI investigation? What are the Democrats alleging that the Republicans are doing?
Well, Nora, let's start with the Secretary of State as far as the Board of Elections is concerned. Gene Jensen, who runs the Board of Elections, confirms that the FBI is now investigating allegations of voter intimidation and voter suppression. State officials yesterday, after getting information initially from Democrats, said that they were able to document dozens of phone calls that were made to heavily Democratic precincts in which the people who were receiving the calls were either given incorrect information about polling sites, misdirected about election laws. And so the FBI has now interviewed state officials, and state officials say the investigation continues. The Democrats, particularly the Webb campaign, they have issued a written statement saying that Republicans are behind an orchestrated effort to suppress and intimidate Democratic voters. Republicans say they don't know anything about the investigation. Republican officials say that the GOP and the Allen campaign are focused on mobilizing voters and have not discouraged anyone from going to the polls. But as this investigation continues, of course, this is just the latest chapter in what has already been a very, very nasty Senate campaign here in Virginia. George Allen voted this morning near his home in Mount Vernon, Virginia. Allen has focused very much on tax cuts, on illegal immigration. He has also been pushing hard a Virginia ballot proposal that would define traditional marriage. As for the Democrat Jim Webb, he had his final campaign event last night with President Clinton. President Clinton ridiculed Republicans for not being able to do anything right, whether it was Hurricane Katrina or management of the Iraq War. The Iraq War has been the central theme for Jim Webb. He has said it is time for the troops to get out. Today we will find out exactly how angry voters in Virginia are about the war and about supporters like George Allen.
Absolutely, David. You know, I saw there you were playing the pictures of course, Bill Clinton there with Jim Webb. Told there were thousands at that rally last night, whereas Senator Allen had a rally with Senator Warner, and there were just a couple of hundred people at that rally. The other thing I'm hearing from a top Republican, I want to hear what you hear about this on the ground, is that the Republicans, of course, had thought that Senator Allen would be able to walk away with this, and so they do not have the 72-hour get-out-the-vote operation in Virginia, and that leaves Senator Allen at a distinct disadvantage in a very tight race.
Well, one of the things that they were also counting on is that Allen has a pretty good get-out-the-vote operation himself, placed from when he ran for governor, of course, and also when he won his first Senate race back in 2000. But you're right. I mean, they did not anticipate that Allen would have these sort of problems until the month of August when he ran into the Macaca comment, and then the polls started plummeting. They have been able to do a fairly aggressive sort of spending on campaign volunteers. They've been blanketing the airwaves. Last night, for example, George Allen and Senator Warner, they had a 2-minute television commercial that ran all across the state. But as far as the actual micro-targeting, the heavily intensive effort to try to find Republican voters in what would otherwise be Democratic districts, which is the part that you're talking about, the voter mobilization at the end, they have not had enough time to do that. But again, they also believe that perhaps George Allen may not need it, but we'll see.
All right, David Schuster, Virginia, thank you so much.